number 11, Rachel Nelson, doing the pitching. Batting fifth, number 1, Madeline Bannock, playing third base. Batting sixth, number 14, Beth Howell, playing right field. Batting seventh, number 13, Sydney Rabbit, playing second base. Batting eighth, number 3, Marguerite Tate, playing left field. And batting ninth, number 8, Shibuya Amazara, doing the catching.
Welcome to the 2A State Softball Tournament, Altamont Longhorns and Gunnison Bulldogs. Today for the Altamont Longhorns, our home team. Pitcher is Mikkel Thatcher. Catcher, Mikkel Zeman. First base, Caitlin Marker. Second base, Reagan Hatch. Third base, Morgan Benson. Shortstop, Maddie Stokes. Left field, Tori Huff. Center field, Riley Gilbert. And right field, Paige Stevenson. Good luck, ladies.
Welcome to the first round of the 2A Softball Playoffs 2015. Game 1, the 11 o'clock game, which is the home team will be, designated home team will be the Altamont Longhorns. They'll be led and pitched by number 11, Mikkel Thatcher, who is a junior. The designated visiting team will be the Gunnison Bulldogs. Pitching for them today will be number 44, Emily Brackett, who is a freshman. Altamont, again, will be the home team leading off, for the Bulldogs. The batting order will be number 9, Kennedy Overly will lead off. Second will be Lindsay Bartholomew. Third will be Emily Brackett. Fourth will be Riley MacArthur. Fifth, Jerusha Miner. Sixth will be Camry Christiansen. 7 will be Riley Stewart. 8th, Ashley Roberts. And 9th, as your designated player, will be Makisha Hansen. Position-wise, for the Altamont Longhorns, like we mentioned, pitching for the Altamont Longhorns is Mikkel Thatcher. Catching will be Mikkel Zeman. First base will be Caitlin Markert. Second base will be Reagan Hatch. Shortstop will be Maddie Stokes. Third base is Morgan Benson. Lead off the first inning. Kennedy Overly takes the first pitch and drives it foul down the left field line. Be 1 strike. Overly fouls the second one off. We have an 0-2 count. Leadoff batter, top of the first inning. Gunnison Bulldogs versus the Altamont Longhorns. And an inside pitch. Kennedy Overly is hit by the pitch, and she'll take first base. Next up for the Bulldogs will be number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew, who is a senior.
Now up for Gunnison, number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew.
Bulldogs have 1 on, no outs. And again, another inside pitch. As Lindsay squares the bunt, it ricochets off her helmet. She'll be hit by a pitch, which will be runners at first and second, no out, bringing up number 44, Emily Brackett, who is a freshman.
Now batting for the Bulldogs, number 44, Emily Brackett.
Brackett with a good bunt out in front of the plate. The pitcher tries to get the lead runner at third base, which no one was covering. Throwing error to third base, which scores the run. We have first and second, no outs, and 1 run for the Bulldogs. First pitch is a called strike. We have 0-1 count. we have Riley MacArthur up to bat. Riley is a junior and catching for the Bulldogs. Foul. Riley swings and fouls it back to the fence, which creates a 1-1 count.
16, Riley MacArthur.
On deck for the Bulldogs will be number 13, Jerusha Minor. Riley hits it to the third baseman, who cannot field it cleanly on the air. All runners move up. We have bases loaded, no outs, which brings number 13 to the plate, Jerusha Minor, who is a sophomore playing center field.
Now batting number 13, Jerusha Minor.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 2, Camry Christiansen. Ball 1, inside pitch, so creates a 1-0 count for Jerusha. Second pitch is a called strike. We have a 1-1 count. No outs, bases loaded, 1 run in, top of the first inning. A pop out to the second baseman for the first out of the inning. The runners stay put, so we have bases loaded, 1 out. Camry Christiansen up to bat. Number 10, Riley Stewart, is on deck for the Bulldogs.
Now batting for the Lady Bulldogs, number 2, Camry Christiansen.
Camry takes ball 1, inside pitch. 1-0 count. 1 out in the top of the first inning. A swing and a miss. So we have a 1-1 count for Camry Christiansen. Fly ball. Camry hits it to center field, who drops the ball for the air, moving all the runners up and scoring a run, which makes it 2-0 in the top of the first inning. 1 out, bringing Riley Stewart to the plate, who is a senior playing left field. First pitch of the bat just outside for ball 1 for Riley Stewart. Again, bases loaded with only 1 out. Riley fouls it off the left side. Foul ball, which creates a 1-1 count. Riley is hitting from the left side. Swing and a miss for Riley, which creates a 1-ball, 2-strike count. 1 out, top of the first. Catching for the Longhorns is Mikkel Zeman. Swing and a miss from Riley, which is a strikeout for Mikkel Thatcher. Her first of the game. Brings up 2 outs with Ashley Roberts, a sophomore, up to bat, playing first base.
Number 22, Ashley Roberts.
Ashley Roberts with a pop to short, and shortstop makes a great play. Maddie Stokes with the 3rd out of the inning. That will do it for the Bulldogs. They left 3 runners on, scored 2 runs, top of the first inning. 2 for the Bulldogs, a 0 for Altamont, with them batting in the bottom of the first inning.
Starting out for the Gunnison Bulldogs, pitching today, number 44, Emily Brackett. Catcher, number 16, Riley MacArthur. First base, number 22, Ashley Roberts. Second base, number 9, Kennedy Overson. On third base, number 2, Camry Christiansen. Shortstop today, number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew. Left field, number 10, Riley Stewart. Center field, number 13, Jerusha Minor. And in the right field today, number 19, Sage Stewart.
Pitching for the Bulldogs today will be number 44, Emily Brackett, who is a freshman who has led the Bulldogs in pitching throughout the year. Catching for the Bulldogs will be Riley MacArthur. Playing first base will be Ashley Roberts. Second base will be Kennedy Overly. Third base is Camry Christiansen. Shortstop is Lindsay Bartholomew. Left field is Riley Stewart. Center field is Drusa Miner. And playing right field is Sage Stewart. Leading off the bottom of the first inning for the Longhorns is number 5, Caitlin Markert.
Up first for the Lady Longhorns, number 5, Caitlin Markert.
Caitlin takes the first pitch of the at-bat for a strike, an 0-1 count. Caitlin hits a grounder to the shortstop, Lindsay Bartholomew, fields it cleanly over to Ashley Roberts for the first out of the inning. Next up to bat for the Longhorns is number 13, Reagan Hatch.
Now batting number 13, Reagan Hatch.
On deck for the Longhorns is number 15, Tori Huff. A lazy pop to the shortstop, Lindsay Bartholomew, for the second out of the inning, which brings up number 15, Tori Huff. 2 outs, no one on.
Now batting for the Lady Longhorns, number 15, Tori Huff.
Tori Huff hits one off the right field fence and goes in for a stand-up double. A nice hit out to the right field, which will bring up the cleanup hitter, number 21, Mikkel Zeman.
Next up for Altamont, number 21, Mikkel Zeman.
On deck for the Altamont Longhorns is number 11, Mikkel Thacker. Takes first pitch inside for ball 1. Zeman takes the second pitch high for ball 2. She is a senior for the Longhorns. Zeman fouls the third pitch off for a first strike. It's a 2-ball and 1 strike count. 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. Lindsay Bartholomew with the hot shot to short, throws across to Ashley Roberts for the third out of the inning. The Altamont Longhorns have 1 hit, leave 1 runner on, and no runs after 1 complete inning. It's the Bulldogs, Gunnison Bulldogs 2, the Altamont Longhorns 0.
In the bottom of the first inning for Mankind, our first batter, second base, number 15, Michaela Huff.
Mikkel Thacker, as she takes her warm-up pitches at the top of the second inning. Again, just to go around the infield, playing first base for the Longhorns is Caitlin Markert. Playing second base is Reagan Hatch. Playing third base is Morgan Benson. And shortstop is Maddie Stokes. Leading off this inning for the Bulldogs will be number 20, Makisha Hansen.
Bulldogs, number 20, Makisha Hansen.
Makisha. Makisha Hansen with the bunt, and the throw is wide, which gets past the first baseman and into right field. So she reaches base on 2 errors, or a throwing error and actually the same error, getting to second base, no outs, which brings up the leadoff batter, number 1, Kennedy Overly. Kennedy is a junior.
Now batting number 9, Kennedy Overly.
Kennedy takes strike 1 on the inside half of the plate, creating a 0-1 count, top of the second inning. Thacker hits that inside half of the plate again for strike 2 with an 0-2 count to Kennedy Overly. Kennedy with a high pop up to third base. The third baseman, Morgan Benson, makes the catch for the first out of the inning, bringing up number 3, Lindsey Bartholomew, who is a senior for the Bulldogs.
Now batting shortstop, number 3, Lindsey Bartholomew.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 44, Emily Brackett. Lindsey swings through the first pitch for strike 1. The second pitch is low for ball 1 with a 1-1 count to Bartholomew. Hansen's at second base. Bartholomew takes ball 2 inside. It's a 2 balls and 1 strike count. Lindsey fouls the second ball straight back at us, which creates a 2 strike, 2 balls, 1 out, top of the first inning. Ball 3 high to Lindsey, so we have a full count with Makisha Hansen at second base with 1 out. Bartholomew fouls off the high pitch again, keeping a full count. We have 1 out in the top of the second inning. Bartholomew rips a foul down the left field line, keeping the full count. Thatcher with 1 strikeout thus far. Bartholomew with a high pop up to the left field, who makes the catch. Tori Huff with the catch, which is the second out of the inning, bringing up number 44, Emily Brackett.
Now batting pitcher number 44, Emily Brackett.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 16, Riley MacArthur. Emily with a shot to center field, right center, and it goes all the way to the fence. Runner scores. Emily is on her way to third base, and she's in, standing up for a triple. An excellent hit to right center field for the freshman number 44, Emily Brackett, scoring a run, making it 3-0, 2 outs, the top of the second inning. Number 16, Riley MacArthur, up to bat. She's a senior catching. She has a shot up the middle, hard, and she beats the throw out at first base, safely scoring Emily Brackett for the 4th run for the Bulldogs. Now
batting number 13, Jerusha Minor.
Next up for the Bulldogs, number 13, Jerusha Minor. She is a sophomore playing center field. She takes ball 1 high and inside. We have 2 outs with Riley MacArthur at first base. Minor takes strike 1 on the inside half of the plate with a 1-1 count. On deck for the Bulldogs is number 2, Camry Christiansen. Jerusha fouls the next pitch off. Back to the screen, creating a 1-2 count. 2 outs in the top of the first, or top of the second, excuse me. Minor takes ball 2 inside inside of the box, creating a 2-2 count. 2 outs, top of the second. Minor with a foul ball up the right side. Still have a 2-2 count in the second inning. Ball's inside and it's in the dirt past the catcher. MacArthur slides into second base safely. We have a full count for Minor with Christiansen on deck. Minor with the little pop up to the infield, which is she reached safely for a infield single, creating first and third with 2 outs, and number 2, Cameron Christiansen, up to bat.
Now batting third baseman number 2, Cameron Christiansen.
Christiansen takes ball 1 inside for the first pitch. Christiansen shows the bunt, pulls it back as Minor advances to second base, stealing second base. We have second and third, 2 outs. Christiansen grounds at the shortstop. Shortstop has the throwing error to first base. Christiansen safe, runner scores. We have first and third, 2 outs with number 10, Riley Stewart, who is a senior, up to bat.
Now batting number 10, Riley Stewart.
Riley's batting from the left side of the plate. Bunt foul. Riley is playing left field for the Bulldogs. Riley with a single to left field. Runner is safe at third as she moves to second base on the throw, scoring another run for the Bulldogs. Riley Stewart with the RBI single. Brings up number 22, Ashley Roberts, sophomore, playing first base. 2 on, 2 out, 6 runs in for the Bulldogs. High swinging strike for Roberts, creating a 0-1 count for Thacker. Called strike 2 on the inside half of the plate. We have a 0 ball, 2 strike count, 2 outs, top of the second inning. Roberts drives one down the left field line, foul. Still creating a 0 ball, 2 strike count with 2 outs in the top of the first. Inside pitch to Roberts. The ball goes to the backstop. First runner scores. As the catcher turns, she throws, thinking someone's covering the plate. It goes all the way to third base. The second runner that was on second comes in from third and scores, scoring 2 runs. Roberts has a 1 ball and 2 strike count. 2 outs, top of the first. Yep. Again, low pitches low, bringing up
Now
the
batting
second
number
ball.
22, Ashley Roberts.
So we have a 2-ball and 2-strike count, 2 outs, top of the second. Inside again, which brings a full count for Roberts for the Bulldogs. Bulldogs are leading 8-0, top of the second with 2 outs, full count. Called strike 3 on the inside half of the corner for Thacker, bringing her second strikeout of the inning, but not without damage done by the Bulldogs. With a few hits and a few errors, they have launched the score up to 8 in the top of the second inning. Other games here at the complex, Manti's leading Roland Hall 1-0. Delta is up on South Sevier 4-0. San Juan and Millard are still scoreless at 0-0. The bottom of the second inning. Leading off for the Altamont Longhorns is number 11, Mikkel Thacker, who is the pitcher, fifth batter of the.
For the Lady Longhorns, number 11, Mikkel Thacker.
Thackers take strike 1 on the outside half of the corner. Morgan Benson's on deck for the Longhorns. Thacker takes ball 1 on the inside half of the plate, creating a 1-1 count. Again, Thacker is a junior pitching for the Longhorns. On the inside of half of the box, creating ball 2, strike 1 for Thacker. A swing and a miss by Thacker, which creates a 2-ball, 2-strike count. Bottom of the second inning, no outs. Changeup by Brackett, which creates a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Bottom of the second inning, no outs for Mikkel Thacker. Brackett with the swing and a miss strike, her first strikeout of the game. Bringing 1 out, and number 24, Morgan Benson, who is a junior playing third base for the Altamont Longhorns.
Next up, number 24, Morgan Benson.
On deck for the Longhorns is number 1, Maddie Stokes. Called strike 1 for Benson, who is a junior for the Longhorns. Swing and a miss for strike 2. Bringing an 0-2 count in the bottom of the second inning with 1 out. A swing and a miss. Ball was dropped, throw to first base for the strikeout. Second strikeout of the game for Emily Brackett, which brings up number 1, Maddie Stokes, who is a sophomore playing shortstop for the Longhorns.
Now batting for the Lady Longhorns, number 1, Maddie Stokes.
On deck for the Longhorns is number 3, Paige Stevenson, who is playing right field. First pitch on the outside corner for called strike 1 for Stokes. Stokes fouls it off the right side, creating an 0-2 count in the bottom of the second inning with 2 outs. Swing and a foul, back to the screen, still with the 0-2 count for Stokes. Brackett with 3 strikeouts, Brackett with 2 strikeouts thus far in the game. Foul off again by Stokes on an inside pitch, still with an 0-2 count. Emily Brackett, she will receive the sign from the dugout, both her and the catcher, and then the pitch will be called, and then she'll come forward with the pitch. Little high for ball 1. 1-2 count, bottom of the second. Hot shot right back to Brackett. She knocks it down, throws to first for the 3rd out of the inning. So after 2 complete, we have Gunnison Bulldogs 8, the Altamont Longhorns 0.
Get tournament scores by following the UHSAA on Twitter at UHSAA Info. Low-fat chocolate milk is a natural for post-exercise recovery. It has what it takes to help you replenish, rehydrate, and rebuild after strenuous exercise, and it tastes great too.
The number 9 batter, which is number 20, Makisha Hansen, will be leading off the top of the 3rd inning, and then we'll be back at the top of the order. Number 9, Kennedy Overly, followed by number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew. Again, if you're just joining us, top of the 3rd inning. Bulldogs are up. Gunnison Bulldogs are up 8-0 over the Altamont Longhorns. Coming into the state tournament, the Bulldogs end up tied for 3rd and 4th place in their division. They lost the fifth, going in as 4th place to meet the number 1 seed coming out of Region 14, which is these Altamont Longhorns. Makisha with a towering foul ball, which is straight back at us for strike 1.
Up first, batting number 20, Makisha Hansen.
Hansen, who is a designated player for this game, is a sophomore. Again, swinging a foul back at the screen, creating an 0-2 count for Thacker. Senior Mikkel Zeman is catching with lots of hustle behind the plate for the Longhorns. High ball 1 to Hansen, creating a 1-ball, 2-strike count. A swing and a miss. Hansen with the strikeout, which gives Thacker her 2nd strikeout of the game. 1 out, top of the 3rd. Back to the leadoff, number 9, Kennedy Overly, who is a junior playing 2nd base for the Bulldogs.
Now batting number 9, Kennedy Overly.
Overly with a hot shot down the left field line, foul for strike 1. A swing and a miss by Overly. Strike 2 for Thacker. We've started the game with mostly sunny skies. Clouds are developing. A long fly ball to right field, and it's a home run to right center field for number 9, Kennedy Overly, giving the 9th run of the game for the Bulldogs.
Kennedy Overly, after the game, please come up to the scorer's box and get your free hot dog home run.
which takes the score to 9-0. Top of the third for the Bulldogs. Next up is number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew. She is a senior playing shortstop for the Bulldogs.
Now batting number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew.
High ball 1 to Bartholomew. There is 1 out in the inning, top of the third inning. Thacker with an inside pitch for a strike. Brings a 1-1 count with 1 out. Inside again, which brings up 2 balls, 1 strike for Bartholomew. A swing and a miss by Bartholomew, taking the count to 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes for Thacker. The Longhorns are very balanced on defense. Both the left and right fielder are dead center even in their fields, and the center fielder is even with the pitcher and catcher. Called strike 3, which on Bartholomew, which is Thacker's 3rd strikeout of the game. Brings up number 44, Emily Brackett, pitcher, freshman for the Bulldogs.
Now batting number 44, Emily Brackett.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 16, Riley MacArthur. Brackett takes ball 1 high, first pitch of the at-bat. Brackett takes inside, the second pitch inside for ball 2, and no strikes in the at-bat. Hot shot between the shortstop and third base for a hard single for Brackett. Tori Huff fields that out in left field and gets it in the infield. We have 1 on with 2 outs for number 16, Riley MacArthur.
Now batting catcher number 16, Riley MacArthur.
Lazy fly ball between first and second base, and the first baseman makes a play. Caitlin Markert for the 3rd out of the inning, but the damage was done with the long ball by Kennedy Overly with the home run in the inning, taking the Bulldogs to 9, Longhorns 0. Bottom of the 3rd, Longhorns coming to bat.
Farmers Insurance is a proud sponsor of the Utah High School Activities Association. See how your knowledgeable local farmers agent can save you money. Call 800-FARMERS or visit farmers.com. We are insurance. We are farmers. Les Schwab, you come in, we come running. We want to earn your tire business.
Welcome back to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Longhorns will have their 8th batter in the lineup, number 3, Paige Stevenson, who is a sophomore playing right field, leading off the bottom of the 3rd.
Now batting right fielder number 3, Paige Stevenson.
Just by a score update, Manti has broke the game open with Roland Hall. They are also up 9-0, and they're on a tear right now as well versus Roland Hall. Again, number 44, Emily Brackett, pitching for the Bulldogs. First pitch of the inning, strike 1. Catching for the Bulldogs, number 16, Riley MacArthur. Grounder back to the pitcher. Brackett fills her position well. Throw to Roberts for the 1st out of the inning. Brackett has done really well at the mound, not only pitching but fielding her position. She has fielded 2 or 3 ground balls right back at her, making the play to first base. Now up for the Longhorns is number 10, Riley Gilbert. She's a junior.
Now batting number 10, Riley Gilbert.
On deck for the Longhorns will be back to the top of the order, number 5, Caitlin Markert. Swing and strike one for Gilbert. Bulldogs defensively are pretty close to both lines with their left and right fielders. Change up, swing a foul. Back into the fence for strike two. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out for Gilbert. Center fielder is pretty dead even, lined up with a pitcher and catch. Line drive just over the tip of brackets for the single for Gilbert. She is safe at first with 1 out. Back to the top of the order, number 5, Caitlin Markert.
Next up, first baseman number 5, Caitlin Markert.
First pitch of the at-bat is a called strike against Markert. We had a foul ball come off the other field and striking the third baseman for the Bulldogs, Cameron Christiansen. So we have time on the field. We have 1 out, bottom of the third, as they check out Christiansen. Ball came into play just after the called strike, and so it's tough. The infielders are ready to go with their play, and a ball coming from another field. Looks like Cameron Christiansen's going to be okay. They check her out with that foul ball that came off the other field. So we have a 1-strike count on Markert with 1 out, a runner on first base. A fly ball to right field. Sage Stewart with the catch. The runner tags, and it's safe at second base. Very aggressive base running. Sage Stewart with the catch, the second out of the game or the inning, but the runner moves up on the tag. Runner in scoring possession, 2 outs with number 13, Reagan Hatch, up to bat.
Now batting for the Lady Longhorns, number 13, Reagan Hatch.
Swinging a foul off the right-hand side for Hatch. Her count is no balls and 1 strike and 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. A changeup, swing and a miss, bringing a 2-strike count on Reagan Hatch. Just a little bit high on that pitch, bringing 1 ball, 2 strikes on Hatch. Runner at second, 2 outs. A swing and a foul ball off the right side again, keeping the count at 1 ball and 2 strikes for Hatch. Next up for the Longhorns is Tori Huff, who doubled her first time up today. Just low, called ball 2, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning for Hatch. Changeup just outside, bringing a full count to Reagan Hatch with 2 outs in the bottom of the third inning. A swing and a miss for Brackett's third strikeout of the game. Ending the inning with 1 hit, 1 runner on. After 3 complete innings, it's the Gunnison Bulldogs 9, the Altamont Longhorns 0.
Check out the Desert News for the best place to read about Tech Sports online at desnews.com. Desert News, now you know. RPT is a proud sponsor of high school activities. Visit rptonline.com for more information. RPT, providing 40 years of exceptional patient care. Batting first for the Lady Bulldogs, number 13, Teresa Minor.
Welcome back to the top of the 4th inning. The Bulldogs will send to play the 5th batter in the lineup, number 13, Jerusha Minor. Minor with the hot shot up the right side between the first and second baseman for a single. Mikhail Thacker out in right field, gets it into second base. 1 on, no outs. Next up for the Bulldog, the 6-hitter, number 2, Camry Christiansen.
Now batting number 2, Camry Christiansen.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 10, Riley Stewart. Camry squares and bunts, a good bunt down the third base line. There's no one covering first base. Safe at first and second, no outs for Riley Stewart. On deck for the Bulldogs is number 22, Ashley Roberts.
Now batting left fielder number 10, Riley Stewart.
Riley bats from the left side. Squares the bunt, pulls it back for ball 1 of the at-bat. The Bulldogs have first and second, no outs, top of the 4th inning. Stewart with a bunt foul down the third base line for strike 1, taking the count to 1 ball and 1 strike. Mikhail Thacker has pitched all 4 innings thus far for the Longhorns. Riley takes ball 2 outside. Again, we have Minor. Minor is it? A bunt by Stewart. And Minor beats the play at third base, making everyone safe. A great bunt by Stewart, bringing number 22, Ashley Roberts, to the plate. Bases loaded, no outs in the top of the 4th inning.
Now batting number 22, Ashley Roberts.
Roberts with a swing and a foul ball back to the plate. Number 22, Ashley Roberts, is a sophomore playing first base for the Bulldogs. She has the bases juiced. A shot down the left field line, but foul. Bringing the count to no balls and 2 strikes for Roberts. She hit that one really hard, but really foul. Roberts with the hard shot to center field. Catch by the center fielder. Minor tags and scores. Runners move up. An overthrow at third base, scoring the 2nd run of the inning for the Bulldogs. Riley Stewart, Roberts flew out to center field. She made a good catch. Gilbert made a good catch on the throw, the third on the tag up. She tried to throw home They overthrew third, scoring the second run of the inning, which makes it 11-0. Hot shot by Hansen to left field, hard single. And on the throwing error, Hansen moves up to second, so she gets a single, and then a throwing error moves her up to second base. The Bulldogs have second and third, no outs in the the top of the fourth inning. Takes us back to the top of the order. Number 9, Kennedy Overly.
Now batting second baseman, number 9, Kennedy Overly.
Kennedy Overly hit the ball hard for the home run to right center her last at bat. She swings and fouls off the first pitch for strike one. Overly has second and third with one out. Takes ball one. We have 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out, top of the fourth inning. Overly takes ball 2 in the dirt. The catcher made a great play to stop that. Zeman was down on her knees, knocked it down, keeping the runners from advancing and scoring. Overly has 2 balls, 1 strike in the at bat. Overly takes ball 3 high, running the count to 3 balls and 1 strike. Stewart and Hansen are on second and third base. Inside pitch. Actually, I do believe the umpire called hit by pitch for Overly, loading the bases for number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew. 1 out, top of the fourth inning. Bulldogs up 11-0. On deck for the Bulldogs is number 44, Emily Brackett.
Now batting number 3, Lindsay Bartholomew.
Lindsay takes inside ball 1. Lindsay with a towering foul ball up the right side for strike 1. Bartholomew is one of 2 seniors on this Bulldog team. Mikkel Thacker has gone the whole way pitching for the Longhorns. Foul back to the screen, taking the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes for Bartholomew. Bartholomew, the shot down the left field line, is going to score 2 runs at least. On the throw, the runners are moving up as it's bouncing around the backstop. Overly scores as well. So we had the single down the third base line. On the throw, it scored the 3rd run, which takes it to 14-0 for the Bulldogs. Bringing to the plate number 44, Emily Brackett, a freshman for the Bulldogs, with a runner on third base with 1 out.
Now batting number 44, Emily Brackett.
Brackett with the foul ball straight back at us. And the catch. Being a strike 1 on Brackett. Brackett with the hard shot down the third base line and just foul. It was a hard shot that just barely cleared outside the base, bringing the count to no balls and 2 strikes. Top of the fourth inning, runner on third. Brackett again with a hard shot down the line, just foul, keeping the count at no balls and 2 strikes. The changeup just high with the count 1 ball, 2 strikes, and the top of the fourth inning for Brackett. On deck for the Bulldogs is number 16, Riley MacArthur. Brackett with a just a looper over third base for the single, scoring Bartholomew. Throw at second, just off the glove of the second baseman. Brackett is safe into second base. It looks like number 13, Reagan Hatch, is injured on the slide. So we have timeout on the field. Bulldogs are up 15-0, 2 outs in the top of the fourth inning.
Can we please have an EMT to field 4? Medical to field 4.
Welcome back. Again, Reagan Hatch was playing second base. The throw came in. Throw was to home. The catcher threw to second, trying to get Brackett, who was moving up. Reagan Hatch was slid into and has come up injured. They have asked for the trainer to check on her on the field, and that's where we're at in the broadcast. Top of the fourth inning. Runner at second with 1 out. Riley MacArthur will be up next for the Bulldogs. Riley will be followed by Ashley Roberts, who is on deck for the Bulldogs. So we hope Reagan is okay. They've got her up and helping her off the field. I'm sure anytime you're on a base and you get slid into, that is not a fun experience. And so we wish Reagan the best. We'll see who the Longhorns will sub in at second base. Looks like number 25. We don't have a number or a name for number 25, who is subbed in for the Longhorns in at second base. Again, we're 1 out, top of the fourth inning. Riley MacArthur is up for the Gunnison Bulldogs with Emily Brackett at second base. We do believe it's Caitlin Miles who has come in and substituted into second base for the Longhorns as Reagan Hatch goes out with the injury. Again, junior Riley MacArthur is up to bat for the Bulldogs. MacArthur takes high, ball 1 in the at-bat. MacArthur takes ball 2 inside, bringing a 2-ball, no strike in the at-bat. Riley with a swing and a miss. And Brackett is thrown out of trying to steal third for the second out of the game. MacArthur now has 2 balls, 1 strike with 2 outs in the top of the fourth. Okay, I apologize for, it must have been a foul ball at the plate because Brackett was not thrown out. And it's only 1 out, so I do apologize on that. MacArthur with a foul ball back to the fence for the second strike. So we have 2 balls and 2 strikes, only 1 out. Brackett is still at second base. MacArthur takes ball 3, which breaks a full count with 1 out. Hot shot for MacArthur, single between the short and third baseman. On the throw to home, she advances to second base. So we have runners at second and third for the Bulldogs with 1 out, with number 13, Jerusha Minor, up to bat.
Now batting center fielder, number 13, Jerusha Minor.
On deck for the Bulldogs is number 2, Camry Christiansen. Jerusha is a sophomore playing center field for the Bulldogs. She takes ball 1 high. She has runners in scoring position. Hard shot to right field. It's going, it's going. It is a home run for Jerusha Minor. 3 runs on the at bat, or 3 RBIs, excuse me, home run to right field.
Congratulations, Jerusha Minor, for your home run. After the game, come up to the scores box and get your coupon for a free hot dog.
Which brings the Bulldogs in the top of the 4th inning to 18, the Longhorns 0. Longhorns taking timeout. Next up for the Bulldogs is number 2, Camry Christiansen, who is a junior. And on deck for the Bulldogs will be number 10, Riley Stewart.
Batting next, number 2, Camry Christiansen.
Christiansen is another junior for the Bulldogs. A swing and a hard shot to dead center, and it's over the center fielder's head. Christiansen is coming in for a double. Hard shot to center field. Brings up number 10, Riley Stewart.
Now batting left fielder, number 10, Riley Stewart.
Riley is the other senior that is on this Bulldog team. On deck for the Bulldogs, looks like they're going to have a pinch hitter. We'll report her as she gets to the plate. But number 10, Riley, is batting from the left side of the plate. 1 out with Christiansen at second base. Stewart with a slap to the shortstop, and she beats it out for the single, moving up Christiansen to third. So we have first and third for the Bulldogs with 1 out. So coming into the 7 spot is going to be number 27, Hannah Christensen. Hannah is a junior that will be pinch hitting for Ashley Roberts, excuse me. She'll be in the 8th spot.
Now batting number 27, Hannah Christensen.
Hannah Christensen, she'll be reporting back in. She'll either play first base or they'll move Riley MacArthur, who is catching, to first base, and Hannah is the backup catcher as well. Hannah takes high, ball 1 in the at-bat. The Bulldogs have first and third with 1 out in the top of the 4th inning. Hannah takes the second pitch, a called strike. With a 1-1 count, the runner moves up to second. Bulldogs have 2 runners in scoring possession on second and third for Christensen. Christensen takes a third pitch inside for ball 2. 2 balls and 1 strike in the at-bat. Christensen with a swing and a miss, bringing the count to 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out. Thacker has 3 strikeouts in the game for the Lady Longhorns. That's a called strike 3, bringing her to her 4th strikeout for Thacker, which brings out 2 outs in the inning, top of the 3rd. Number 19, who is the flex right fielder, Sage Stewart.
Now batting number 19, Sage Stewart.
Sage with a swing and a foul ball back to the fence. The Bulldogs have runners at second and third with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning, leading 18-0. A lazy flyby to the shortstop. Maddie Stokes makes the play for the 3rd out of the inning, but a lot of damage is done with another home run, this time by Jerusalem Minor, which after the top of the 4th inning, it is the Bulldogs 18 and the Longhorns 0. Welcome back to the broadcast. Leading off for the Longhorns in the bottom of the 4th inning will be number 15, Tori Huff, followed by Mikkel Zeman and Mikkel Thacker. Emily Brackett, number 44 for the Bulldogs, has pitched. This will be her 4th inning. Riley MacArthur stays in the game at catch, and they sub. So Hannah Christensen, also Ashley Roberts, returns to the field, and so she is subbing back in, who she was pinch hit for in the top of this inning. Again, number 15, Tori Huff, a senior, will be leading off for the Altamont Longhorns.
Leading off for Altamont is number 15, Tori Huff.
Hard shot to center field. Over the head of Minor. With the throw to second. They throw her out. So Huff, another shot. She had a double earlier in the game. Over the center fielder, plays it off the fence well. Jerusalem Minor with a great throw to to Kennedy Overly, who tags her out at second base for the 1st out of the inning.
Next up, number 21, Mikkel Zeman.
Number 21, Mikkel Zeman, who is also a senior, is next up to the bat, and she will be followed on deck by number 11, Mikkel Thacker. Inside for ball 1 on Zeman. Brackett has 3 strikeouts in the game. Zeman also takes the second pitch inside with a 2 balls and no strike count with 1 out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Zeman runs the count to 3 balls and no strikes. The winner of this game will play at 5 o'clock on this exact field, field number 4. Zeman takes strike 1, making the 3-1 count. The winner of this game will play at 5 o'clock on field 4, and they'll play the winner of Grand Parawan, which will come up next. The loser of this game will play at 3 o'clock on this exact field. Zeman takes ball 4. So we have, the Longhorns have 1 runner with 1 out.
Now batting number 11, Mikkel Thacker.
Mikkel Thacker is up to bat for the Longhorns, who is the pitcher. She takes the first pitch inside for ball 1. On deck for the Lady Longhorns is number 24, Morgan Benson. Mikkel has done a fine job pitching. She hits a grounder to shortstop, flips to second for 1 out. So the fielder's choice for Thacker. With 2 outs, It's number 24, Morgan Benson. Morgan is a junior for the Longhorns.
Now batting third baseman, number 24, Morgan Benson.
As I was saying, for Thacker, who just grounded out, she does have 4 strikeouts. She is backed up just a little bit by a few errors, which has made the difference in this game. Brackett, first pitch ball outside to Morgan Benson. Runner on first with 2 outs in the bottom of the 4th inning. Benson squares the bunt, pulls it back, and fouls it back to the screen for strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th inning. Benson again starts with the square and then swings through the second strike of the at-bat, taking the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. With a changeup, a swing through, and strike 3, which is the ball game. 15 runs or more after 3 or more innings creates the mercy rule. So today's final with the Gunnison Bulldogs and the Altamont Longhorns, is the Bulldogs 18, the Longhorns 0. We want to congratulate both teams. Again, the Lady Longhorns will play at 3 o'clock on this field, and the Lady Bulldogs will play at 5 o'clock on field 4. So again, we thank Centercom Channel 10 for providing these games throughout the county and throughout the state. Thank you.